Welcome to 108 Gate. Okay, cards just flew out. Put it in. Communication, listen and speak with greater care. Welcome to 108 Gate. Oh, another one dropping out. Let's see what that is. They're really talkative today. Desire, be certain of where you place your passion. Interesting. Let's just go straight into it. Those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. And usually we look at the energies in the current space, in the current time that you're coming to the reading, see what you can get from it. And there are lots of others in this playlist that you can utilize. See which word you're drawn to. Pretty easy to use, and you can use it more than once. You may go to another word, be drawn to another word again, and have a different meaning, have a different insight. Those of you who are coming back, welcome, peace and love. I sincerely support this channel only because of when I see that some of you are watching them and then you're watching them and commenting and things like that. It keeps me going, otherwise what's the point? You keep me going with this channel. So I want to say thank you to you. Not K-N-O-T, not a N-O-T. And I think this word has come up before, I'm not sure, but either way, aware that the N has been upside down before in a different word. Undoing the knots, excuse me, untying the knots. Moth orchard. So for some reason that's coming in as some part of the knot. Let's put that there, not there now. Undoing the knots. When you're in an emotional knot, it could be that it's overwhelmed. It could be that it's entangled with someone else. But the thing is, the focus of this particular reading feels like it's how to undo the knots. Therefore, when you communicate, are you communicating in a way that's actually tightening the knot? So what I mean by that is, if we are trying to undo a knot by pulling the strings or pulling whatever it is, usually the knot gets tighter and then it's going to be more difficult to undo. Are we doing it with love and then bringing more grace to it and then able to undo the knot in a different way with compassion, with love? First and foremost, the compassion and love needs to go to self, because it feels like this energy is focusing on where we're not being kind to ourselves, where we're not being considerate of ourselves, therefore cutting ourselves off from our desires, cutting ourselves off from what we're actually aiming for, what we're actually wanting, therefore bringing back some more love and compassion, communicating gently with self, communicating truthfully with self. So when we are communicating truthfully with self, it allows us to have more awareness of where we may not have been so kind and gentle with self, where we could be, where we need to be. So let's go straight in now with a masculine card for each card. Those of you that are new to the channel will, if you see some other past readings as well, you'll notice that not every reading has the same structure. We go with literally what is required of the particular energy, of the particular message, of the particular empowering point. Each one should have an empowering point. 2 swords, ooh, and temperance. So communication, not only does it's like a double-edged sword. The sword has 2 edges. One, depending on the sword, one is usually more blunt than the other one's sharp. So are you being blunt enough, or are you being too blunt, or are you being sharp and meticulous to yourself? Not only then is there 2 swords, but these ones are crossing over each other too, like a knot. This, if you were to do a knot up, you'd wow, sorry, the words are really, the knot would require you to put 2 things, strings, whatever it is, over each other so they can entangle and then not be pulled apart easily. But the thing is, in this case, the communication and the way you listen and speak is going to be with ease. So yes, there's a touching, there's a knot in the sense of there's a connection, but the knot isn't it isn't with a force. It's there naturally falling on itself. It's there naturally supporting and being in collaboration with, in coexistence with. So being with yourself in a loving, kind way, your internal self, coexisting in a loving, caring way with your external self. When you see the mirror, when you are in the world, your external self, how is your inner self talking to you, yourself, about yourself? Internal world, external world, which is interesting because this is the masculine card. Is the internal not supportive of the external? Is the external presenting something that you feel on the internal that you're not worthy of, you're not deserving of? How are you going to switch that up? Then go into here is desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Are you passionate about being compassionate with yourself? Are you passionate about doing the best for yourself? Is the words you're saying, are the words you're saying to yourself supporting that? Temperance. Are you being patient and kind and loving to yourself? Are you being understanding of, you know what, it's a bit of a rough day today. There's been a lot of demanding things coming in. So today I'm going to be gentle with myself. Or are you reprimanding yourself and saying, I should have done more, I should have done it better, I should have done this, I should have done that, I didn't get that done. Be more gentle, be more kind. Where are you heading towards? Every step towards your desired outcome, every step towards your desired path is a step, small or large. It's the tiny steps that allow you to do the bigger steps with ease. Sometimes the tiny steps are required, and it's the way of measuring it is different. You may need tiny steps to make sure that you're navigating properly and you're going in the correct direction. Because if you take large steps at some points, you're taking the large step in the wrong direction. At least if you're taking tiny steps when you're unsure or you're unclear, you've only got a little bit to retract or a little bit to come back if it's the incorrect direction. Yesterday's the reading was about steps and stuff, so you might want to check that out. It seems like there's something definite, and I did say in that reading that there's going to be a lot of things coming up now that it's going to get really convoluted. So really do benefit from that playlist and see if there's any other words that are just popping out periodically. It doesn't have to be every time you come to a reading. Every so often when you feel drawn to intuition, instinct, saying, let's have a look what's in the playlist, see what pops out. If it does. If it doesn't, then fine. So you've got 9 of coins. The value of something in your feminine energy, in your feminine space, is becoming aware of who you are. Now what I mean by that is, you becoming aware of something is one thing, but if you reject it, neglect it, it's dormant. It kind of goes dormant in the sense of it's not nurtured, therefore it starts falling flat. If you start putting the correct attention to it, the correct energy towards it, it's going to encourage growth. It's going to encourage it to reignite. It's going to encourage it to realign. It's going to be like, oh, hang on a second, I've got a place to be. I've got a place in the heart. I've got a place in the consciousness. I've got a place in the subconsciousness. Waking up. This is where this 9 of coins feels like it's going. And therefore, communicate to yourself differently about this. Communicate to yourself as if you're more motivated. Find the motivation and then go with that direction. Go with the motivated direction. Take the necessary steps. Understanding that you can't hold it or grasp it. You need to just let it be and let the things go over each other. Sometimes the knots that are untangling, it's not about yanking it apart. It's about letting it fall into its correct place so that it can naturally and organically come apart. It can naturally organically show you where you need to disentangle. There may be relationships, friendships, whatever it is, places, situations that you need to disentangle yourself from. But instead of just like yanking it or just being aggressively taking self out, it's about gently retreating from it, gently making sure that you've got a support for yourself. Have a support for yourself so that you know that you are able to step into a new territory, step into a new space with the correct support, with the correct resources, with the correct mind space, with the correct value in self as you go forward. Therefore, there's a more enticing and likely success rate. It's more likely for you to desire what you want and get what you desire coming towards you to coming and meeting together what you desire and what desires are for you to go and pursue, coming together. I'm going to leave that now. There is another reading coming up straight after this one for purity. So the knot feels like it's supporting the purity of this process. So hit the bell and you'll be informed of it. Subscribe if you like this and you want more empowering ways of thinking about different words, different energies, to be able to move through sometimes challenging situations or circumstances with greater ease. For now, peace and love.